Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about properties of congruence. So you'll notice we have reflexive property, symmetric property, and transitive property. They look very similar to the properties of equality that we did in the last video, but now we have congruence. So the reflexive property is similar when we're talking about congruence, except for now we're going to have a congruent symbol. So if I say segment AB is congruent to segment AB, I'm naming the same segment, so AB is congruent to itself. The same would be true for angles. So if I had angle ABC, that's congruent to angle ABC. This angle can also be named differently. So you could say also angle CBA. So even though the letters are in a different order, I'm still naming the same angle. So the B is still in the middle. So instead of ABC, now I would be like reading it backwards. So CBA. So just remember there's more than one way to name an angle. And because we're using the congruency symbol, you do not have to put the M's in front for the measurement of angle ABC. We only use the M's when we have properties of equality or equal signs. So for symmetric property, we're going to continue with our if-then statement. So if I have if angle A is congruent to angle B, then angle B is congruent to angle A. So again, all we're doing is switching the order. An example with segments would look very similar. So if segment AB is congruent to segment CD, then segment CD is congruent to segment AB. And with segments, we have to make sure we use the segment bar when we are using the congruency symbol. Let's do an example of the transitive property with angles. So if I have angle A is congruent to angle B, and angle B is congruent to angle C, then angle A is congruent to angle C. So because angle A is congruent to angle B, and then angle C is also congruent to angle B, then that means angles A and C are congruent to each other. Segments would look very similar. So if I had segment AB is congruent to segment CD, and segment AB is congruent to segment EF, then what? You would have segment CD congruent to EF. So if you notice, CD and segment EF, they're both congruent to AB. So if they're both congruent to AB, then they are congruent to each other. Let's do some practice with the properties of congruence. So if angle K is congruent to angle K, what property does that illustrate? It would be the reflexive property of congruence. So if you'd like, you can abbreviate properties of congruence by POC, or you can just say property and put the congruent symbol afterwards. It's up to you. Let's look at letter B. If segment AQ is congruent to segment HZ, then segment HZ is congruent to AQ. What property is that? That would be the symmetric property of congruence. Let's look at letter C. If segment RS is congruent to segment TW, and segment TW is congruent to segment PQ, then segment RS is congruent to segment PQ. What property is this? Because you have two segments that are both equal to segment TW, then that means these two segments are equal to each other. This is transitive property of congruence. Let's look at letter D. If angle F is congruent to angle T, then angle T is congruent to angle F. Which property is this? This should have been symmetric property of congruence. Let's Go ahead and try letters E and F on your own. So pause the video, do them on your own, and then unpause the video to check your work. For letter E, you should have had reflexive property of congruence, and for letter F, you should have had transitive property of congruence. For these examples, we're going to complete each statement according to the property given. So if measurement of angle B is equal to measurement of angle V, what would the rest of the statement look like if I wanted it to be the symmetric property of equality? So for the symmetric property, all I have to do is switch the order. So if the measurement of angle B came first, now that's going to go last, and the measurement of angle V is going to come first. Let's move on to letter B. We want to finish this statement using the addition property of equality. So if NT is equal to RF, then NT plus AC is equal to what? So we want to think about what's being added on this side, and we're going to add that same thing to RF. So if AC is being added to NT, that means that we're going to add AC to RF. Let's look at letter C. We want to use the transitive property of equality to finish the statement. So if PB is equal to JA and JA is equal to YK, then what two things would be equal at the end? PB would be equal to YK. The reason is PB is equal to JA and YK is also equal to JA. So because they're both equal to JA, they are equal to each other. Let's look at letter D, reflexive property of equality. This one should be super easy. It's just the same thing written over. Measurement of angle F. Letter E, multiplication property of equality. So remember, multiplication property of equality means you're multiplying both sides by something. So what would you fill in for the rest of the statement? It would be 8 multiplied by VT, since the 8 is multiplying the AW. For subtraction property of equality, that's when you subtract the same thing from each side. So if I have measurement of angle K is equal to measurement of angle R, then measurement of angle K minus measurement of angle A is going to be the same as measurement of angle R minus measurement of angle A. Examples H through M are going to deal with properties of congruence. So use the transitive property of congruence to finish this statement. So if angle E is congruent to angle M and angle M is congruent to angle W, then which two angles would be congruent? Angle E would be congruent to angle W because both of them are congruent to the M. Let's look at the next one. Symmetric property of congruence. So remember, symmetric property, you just switch the order. So if segment FR is congruent to segment RM, then that means segment RM is congruent to segment FR. Reflexive property is when you have a segment or an angle that's just congruent to itself. So this one would just be segment GB is congruent to segment GB. Letter K, symmetric property of congruence. So if angle P is congruent to angle C, then that means that angle C is congruent to angle P. Here's another reflexive property. That one should be super easy. It's just the same thing. And your last one, transitive property of congruence. What would you put in this statement? So which two segments are going to be equal at the end? So segment DT will be congruent to segment TQ because both of them are congruent to segment MB. So if they're both congruent to segment MB, then that means they are going to be congruent to each other.